In this video, you'll learn how to use the AutoBank behavior to add dynamic rotation to objects. To get started, let's open the AutoBank tutorial scene provided. This contains a simple motion path on a spaceship. You'll notice that the ship rotation is already controlled by the motion path using look-ahead rotation. However, let's suppose we want to add some dynamic roll as it turns. Since the motion path object already has rotation, we can add AutoBank to its child. This could be applied directly to the aeroship. However, for this example, let's insert a new empty parent object using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-Alt-G to group the object. We now have a container which we can apply the AutoBank behavior to. Let's add this object to the Timeflow view by pressing Alt-tilde. And then right-click on the object to select Add Automation AutoBank. This adds the AutoBank and rotator components to the object. Let's now go over some of the other options here. At the top, we have the primary input mode. This allows you to create banking movement from the object movement, a motion path, or a channel value. Currently, we're using the object movement in world space and the x-axis for input, so that the side-to-side movement of the ship drives the banking behavior. AutoBank calculates the change in value from source movement, which it uses as a basis for banking. We can increase or decrease the movement scale to affect the intensity of the banking. This also works in conjunction with the banking amount and maximum value set. We can increase the maximum value to allow further rotation, which goes in both directions on the axis. Or if you want to allow an object to spin freely, you can select No Limit. You may have noticed that the rotation doesn't really look natural for a spaceship. It's currently reacting to the position changes of the object and is more like a ragdoll effect. What we can do instead is switch to the motion path as input, dragging and dropping the motion path object as a source. We can then set a time offset of say 1 second, so that AutoBank can look ahead and anticipate the movement along the path. We can then further adjust the timing and banking values as desired. To create smoother rotations, we can apply temporal smoothing. The time is defined in seconds. Increasing the value makes the banking rotation more sluggish, while a smaller time value makes the banking snappier. If we enable the cumulative option, the banking accumulates rotation over the distance traveled. Since this option is much more sensitive, a dampening value is used to make it easier to control. Another thing we can do with AutoBank is apply a second instance to control the pitch of the ship. Though before we do that, let's first rename the existing channel to AutoBank Roll so we can more easily remember which one is which. We can then duplicate the channel using Ctrl-D. And then let's rename this one to AutoBank Pitch. Another thing we can do to help distinguish these channels is to select both and assign a random color. In the inspector for the pitch behavior, we'll change the input movement axis to Y so that the bank is based on the ship's up and down movement. Then apply this to the x-axis to affect the ship's pitch. That concludes this video on using AutoBank. Please see the links in the description below for further information. Next up, we'll talk about using Auto Rotate.